It's Quant Trade Edge, and today I'm taking a look at copper because it is the best looking setup that I see out there today. We had this big impulse off the lows, and I think when we looked at this before, this was a pretty clean retracement, somewhere between 50 and 61.8, and then we caught the 240 divergence on it. But anyway, since then, we've had one leg up, a really nice impulse here. And by bar count, you know, this has been exactly one leg up, and this pullback has been exactly one leg down. I'm just doing this as we go. Let's see what retracement that was. Looks like it was very close to a 61.8 at the low. But again now, the real reason we're interested in this setup is because, you know, one leg up, one leg down typically means we have another leg coming of equal size, but also Friday's action had a nice bottoming tail and a good, you know, green candle. So taking out Friday's high today should set up our Forex trade. Now, the Forex trade, for those of you need a refresher, it's basically, you know, on the daily time frame, you know, it could be as simple as buy stop this high with your stop below the low of the day, and if this does put in, you know, an equal leg, you still made about, you know, 3 or 4 times your risk. But we try to supercharge the asymmetry, and we do that by marrying a shorter time frame with the higher time frame. So the way we do that is when that traditional breakout point comes on the daily chart, you might have people who pile in, but they tend to get flushed. And they typically get flushed in one of two patterns. You know, there are other variations as well, but I think the two patterns that will most likely catch, most likely catch most of the occurrences is the ABC pattern. That, you know, has a couple of times in which it traps people. So, you know, it traps people up here. And then once it turns and you have buyers, and then they get flushed below this low, traps them twice, and then you put in an actual low somewhere here with a very specific, you know, candle, and then all of a sudden you have, doesn't let me draw that in the middle. All of a sudden, then you have lower, you know, lower risk reward here, right? So. I mean, what I mean is you have a small amount of risk that you can take to then capture that daily asymmetry. You know, these bars that you may get in a consolidation, they tend to compress towards the end of that consolidation. So you might end up with a bar that's only, you know, a penny or less than a penny wide. You know, and a penny is $250, you know, tick value on copper. So if you can get in with a 1 cent stop, that lets you size up bigger than you would be able to on a stop, you know, the size of this day, which is 12.5 cents. That's, I mean, it's a ridiculous amount of risk for one contract. It'd be what, about $3,000. So if you could only risk $250 to get into the same trade, you would have 12 times the asymmetry, 12 times the return, or you would actually have 1/12 of the risk, and, you know, roughly the same return. So that's what we try to do. And you know, this may not give you an ABC, you know, immediately. Like right now, it looks like we just had one leg down, and we're kind of almost getting up to new highs again. You know, this could put in your C here, or you could go higher, and, you know, imagine if you went higher and got your A, B, C over here. You know, from an investor's mindset, your thought is, wow, I'm paying more for it, you know, breaking above the bar here, I'm paying more for it than I did over there. But from a trader's mindset, even though you're paying more for it, your risk, your stop is tighter, so you can leverage more and create a much better asymmetric return to your risk. So that's what we try to do. I'm not going to be able to guess if it's going to happen here and you get a lower price, or it happens here and you get a higher price. But either way, I know that once that ABC is in, that low is secure, and you can get your asymmetry on. So anyway, just wanted to point this out because it is in progress right now. We did break above previous day high here, and we've gotten a little pullback here, so we'll see where it goes from here. Oh, and by the way, if this is the type of trading that interests you, do look into our Discord. I'll put a link in the description.